Hello everyone, it's Umber Rays here again to talk. Well, today we got some news dropped. And it is that time of the month again. Yes, that's right, it is time for our next story event. And it's kind of an interesting one, proving my theories wrong about what was going to happen this month yet again. I just can't be right. Anyway, so what do we get? Well, we get a new accessory with 20 attack and some extra abilities. We get a... This is kind of interesting because it looks more like a spear, but apparently they're gloves with 86 attack. And in general, just the same thing, you know, enhancement stones, all that good stuff. But that was not the big news. The big news is our new units, which will be getting added. And this time, it is not CG Light Veritas. No, we have to wait yet another freaking month. If we're lucky. Because there's a good chance that it will still have to wait. Anyway, so we have our brand new and technically the first 7-star CG unit, even though next month probably some of the other CG units will be getting their 7 stars. So, yeah. But, alright, let's talk about him. First of all, his name is Hayu. Or Hayu. Or Hayu. Anyway, he's a 5-star that goes to a 7-star. His TMR are Hyu's clothes, and they give 28 attack and 42 defense, and they grant Blade Mastery. So, even though it's called Blade Master, it is actually, according to this, a great sword. So we are getting... So clothes with a great sword mastery is actually pretty damn good. That's a pretty nice TMR, especially if you have any units who use great swords. Probably have a few. His super TMR is a 180 attack greatsword, which is the strongest greatsword, and a few more attack points than Orlando's super TMR, but without an element. +4 attack or +6 attack, I can't remember which. But either way, that is the definition of power creep. Well, okay, it could be just 1 attack, but anyway. His limit break is called Extreme Nova. It is an AoE nuke. And just real quickly, while we're in here, let's head back because we have a special announcement page for him. Because, as per usual, there will be the CG unit show-off. And here we can see a little bit of what his limit burst will look like. It's a pretty cool design. And of course you get some of the usual rewards, some limit burst up pots, some OPs, a ticket. Nothing that much, but what else about him? Well, he's an attacker. He is a single target AoE ignore defense nuke, a single target nuke with fire imperil. Also apparently has a thunder version, so fire and lightning, that seems to be his elements that he likes. He's an AoE nuke and dispel, which is kind of interesting, because attackers with dispel seem pretty good. And there could be a chance that this guy is just going to be massively better than... He might be not a dual wield unit. He might be just a dual hand type unit, which means that he is in direct competition with Cloud and Squall. And we have seen this recently where we get a powerful attacker and then, bam, CG unit comes out and the CG unit is better. So that might be one of these cases. It might be that Squall and Cloud are going to get, well, a little bit outshone by this guy. We'll see. And why I also say that is because his next ability is Warblade, where he allows to use 2 of his skills in 1 turn. Just like Squall. And I believe just like Cloud. So, yeah. And in his 7-star, he gets a self HP recover, attack buff, and grants triple blades. So that is already 1 better than Cloud and Squall, I believe. I don't think Squall has a cast 3, and if it is, it's very limited. But this guy has it too, so yeah, this guy might end up being better than Cloud and Squall. Never, if there's one thing I've learned about my long time with Brave Exvius, it's that Brave Exvius units always get treated the best, and CG units are constantly better than everything else. So expect this guy to be pretty damn great. But now that we've talked about him a little bit, let's go back and see what else is on the banner to see if it is even worth anything. Well, our next unit is actually kind of interesting. He is a 4-star to 6-star called Chateau, and his TMR is Shield Connector, which is an interesting thing. It's a heavy shield, 24 defense, 76 spirit. That is actually a really nice spirit stat on a shield. His limit burst is a 3-turn AoE mitigation and all break resist up. That's actually kind of interesting. This tank could end up being something new and something different that we haven't seen in tanks before. And I know he's only a 4 to 6-star, but that's kind of where most tanks are. And given that a lot of, if it is what I think it is, when I'm reading it here, when we're talking about like attack, defense, spirit, debuffs, or whether it's breaks for elements, I'm not entirely sure, because I'm not sure what exactly they mean. But that's actually kind of unique and interesting, so this might be an interesting tank. What else? He's a tank. He defends target allies from attacks and self-spirit up, which is kind of weird. Seems might be a magic tank. Also has a single target nuke and self 1-turn mitigation, and a chance to ignore fatal attacks above a certain HP percent. Now, that's really interesting. That's actually phenomenally interesting. How good it is, we'll have to wait till we see the data, but a tank that could prevent from fatal attacks, that could be something really big. And he's only a 4-star unit, so he's not that difficult to get. This could be good. This could be very good. We'll see. And our last unit is our 3 to 5-star Domino. She looks really cool. Her TMR is Domino Boots and Accessory, gives 3 defense and spirit, and 20% to HP, 15% to defense, and paralysis immunity. Seems good. Great for tanks. Paralysis can be a real problem sometimes. So, seems like a great accessory. Yeah. Other than that, she is a balanced type with multiple wind elemental skills, single target wind nuke, single chance to inflict death, which is kind of neat, and an AoE increased limit gauge, or limit burst gauge. So that's, she's interesting, but let's face it, 3 to 5 stars are so far out of the 7-star meta that it's not really even worth talking about. But what else is there to talk about? Well, there's one thing, and it's a big one. We have a step-up banner this time. Thank God, because otherwise it's just not really worth doing this. So first step up is 500 Lapis. You get 2 pulls for a guaranteed of the 3-star unit. Not that great. Step 2, 1000 Lapis for 2 pulls, and you get a 5% Trust Moogle. Hey, that's kind of nice. 1500 Lapis for the 3rd step. 5 pulls, guaranteed the 4-star unit. I actually think this 4-star unit might be kind of actually really, really good. So far we're at 3000 Lapis. Step 4, 3000 Lapis, 6 pulls, and a 10% Trust Moogle. Yeah, why not? Trust Moogles are good. We like Trust Masteries. Keep it coming. And step 5, this is the big one, 5000 Lapis for an 11 times pull, with 5 times the rate of 5-star rates for our banner 5-star unit. So basically 5% per pull and 18.75% for the +1. So that's pretty good odds that you end up with the actual unit. As a matter of fact, it's not even that bad of a deal. Last time we had one of these. I ended up getting my first CG Reagan on this, and I think the rate 5 times the rate up for him is actually pretty nice. So yeah, I actually think this step up banner might be really, really good. Might be. Now, I guess we'll have to see. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the two-handed knuckle is an 86 attack with Man-Eater, and the accessory is a 20% attack with Greatsword Mastery. Just saw the update. I couldn't quite figure it out, but the update on Reddit. Thank you, Nazda! Anyway, Greatsword Mastery on an accessory? Hot damn, that can't be 50%. That's too much. That's too much, Bob. Oh, and one other thing, of course, this step-up banner you can only do once. Do I think it's worth it? Okay, let's talk about this really quickly. Now, last year, around Christmas time, we saw a couple of things, especially New Year's, because here in Japan, New Year's is actually more important than Christmas. Last year, we saw the 3 I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, we saw the 3 banners, the 3 type banners with a guaranteed 5-star on each. And that was pretty big deal back then, and it was 15,000 lapies. Now, we're coming up on Christmas again, it's only a few weeks away, and we could see the exact same thing. The other thing is we got a New Year's bundle last year with tickets, a sword, and some materia, and we could see the same thing again this year, but it might actually have a 5-star ticket or something better. We don't know yet. But on the live stream, there was a hint that there would be some kind of gift for Christmas, and they'll probably, and I'm willing to bet 100% there will be something for New Year's. So, first of all, for these 5 steps, I think if you are interested in this is an absolute good go-ahead, do-it thing. Just be aware that in a few weeks, we may actually see some crazy stuff. And we won't know about it until this event is almost over. But if you're looking for a CG 7-star damage dealer, this is a good go to at least get 1 of him. Maybe 2. If you're lucky, 3. If you're really lucky, 4. That would be a super TMR all in one go. Alright, let's move on, shall we? Because as it's time for story event, well, actually no, let's talk about this first. Super TMRs are coming on December 11th at 5 p.m. You can fuse in and get 7-star Super TMRs. So, first of all, you need to have, obviously, the unit. You need to have the actually a 7-star, but here's the big thing. So, first of all, looking at here, we can see a couple of examples of Super TMRs. I'm not sure whose this is. That's Light Veritas, which means that we will probably almost 100% see the new batch of 7-stars we got this month, even though we have no data on them. We will see their Super TMRs get added at the same time. Almost 100% sure. Because if they're showing Light Veritas, who just got added, even though we did not get the data during the live stream, probably being added. Also, willing to bet that's Orlando's Greatsword. Actually looks really cool. Except for these. I don't know what those are. This might even be Prisha's. That might be Prisha's Gauntlet, I think. We'll see. And here you can see Majin Fina's, but let's actually talk about the process of doing this. So you fuse a duplicate 5 or 6-star into your 7-star to get 50% towards your Super TMR gauge. This is news though. 7 stars will give 100%. So if you were someone who was incredibly impatient and just decided, oh, screw it, I'm just going to make 2 7-stars so I can have duplicate 7-stars. Well, guess what? You can fuse your second 7-star into the first 7-star to get your Super TMR, so you're not locked out of it by going up to multiple 7-stars. I think that's actually really good. Really good. Also, the first duplicate used will also give us a 50% trust Moogle for any unit. Now that's really, really cool. So you're giving up your units, but you will get 50% towards another unit's trust mastery. And that is actually really good. It means you can get regular trust masteries pretty quick. It's a nice bonus, I think, but you are losing a chance, I think, to get that unit's TMR. So if, for instance, if you have a 7-star REM and you have 2 other 5-star REMs, you fuse those 2 REMs in, the first one will give you a 50% trust Moogle, second one will give you apparently nothing, that's less okay, but you're losing both of those units, so I don't think you can get their TMRs anymore. So you have to be a little bit careful about it and plan it out a little bit, see if it's really worth it. But yes, Super TMRs are coming, and they will undoubtedly jump the power level. And it's that time of month again. Nope, we're not talking about that just quite yet. Oh, there's so many things to talk about in this update. Let me just cycle through. I can't find it here. Here we go. It is time for the next 12 Legendary Weapons trial. And this time it is the... Whoa. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Shame that. This time it is the Legendary Whip. And here we have our new trial weapon called Nunki. And Nunki has the Legendary Whip Fire Lash. Sounds pretty cool. I actually really like the art on this unit. Boss. Whatever. So the replica is a 69 attack, 83 magic fire element, enables Firaga. That's not bad for a replica. 83 magic? That's actually pretty damn good. Wait, Majin Fina's actually gonna really like that. Possibly the other Majin Fina too. Minor rewards for 10s, Phoenix down to elixirs, and then we get into the actual real challenge. The real challenge gives the True Fire Lash, which is a 98 attack, 117 magic fire element that enables Firaja. That's pretty cool. That's actually real. I think that's definitely better than what we got last month, and yeah, it's just a nice whip. To do it, though, you're going to have to beat her. I don't know exactly what kind of challenge it will be. Probably fire, and it will probably be around the fire element, though, given what the weapon is. Well, looking at the artwork, might be multi-element. Might be wind, fire, ice, and lightning. So that'll make... You're going to need a good magic tank. Either way, the challenges this time are deal ice, lightning, wind, and earth damage, gets you 2 tickets, limit burst finish, 10% Moogle, and under 30 turns gives you materia, plus 40% magic, poison, and paralysis immunity. I think I will be going for this one. Normally I sit back on the trials and wait for a couple months, but this one, yeah, I think I'm actually just going to do it. 40% magic is really important for me right now. And now we actually get to it. Now we get to the enhancements. These are a big bunch of enhancements, especially probably for the GL people who will probably see this unit in the near future. It's Cloud time. What does he get for enhancements? Well, Clim Hazard gets 2 damage ups, small, so don't expect too much there. Meteor Rain, MP cost down, damage up. Okay. And Soldier First Class gets HP, MP, attack, defense, magic, and spirit increase small, so don't expect too much from it. And at 2nd level gets attack up with Great Sword. That's actually kind of cool. It doesn't increase his limit burst though, so they're good, but they're not going to be anything earth-shattering, I don't think. And unfortunately, the wrong ice unit gets enhanced this month. I was really hoping it was going to be Duke, but apparently Elfried is the one of the other units getting it in, which is okay because I really love Elfried. She is actually one of my favorite FFBE units in the game. So her 10% chance counter to counter with a critical hit of 650% single target physical attack will get a counter rate up in the small and another counter rate up in the small plus ice resistance up. Kind of cool. I'm going to try and cut back on the ice funds, I swear. Equip attack bonus 50% when using only one hand will get 2 attack ups, small only. Not looking great so far. A 2-turn 100% chance target, and an AoE 2-turn minus 45% to attack and magic debuff will get a small boost to the attack and magic debuff, and a duration up small. So probably 3 turns. Maybe, hopefully not just 50%, hopefully 60%. I want Elfried to be better. Come on, Alum. And our last one, a critical hit of 300% single target physical attack with minusing ice resistance of 50% will get a damage up, both small, and a ice imperil up, large. Why are the enhancements looking so small? Or is it just because 7 stars are a thing? And next month, Elfried is more than likely going to get her 7-star. So maybe the enhancements are small for a reason. Maybe. We can't see the big picture, but somebody is. And the last 5-star to get is a limited time unit, so I'm just going to say it right now, probably not worth enhancing, because he's just probably never going to get a 7-star. Probably, but that's a big probably. Anyway, Julian, chance to unlock new skills, will get a chance to activate more things with a big boost to the damage up on all of them and some MP cost down. I don't know really of many people who have this guy, so I'm just going to not talk about him too much. His passive ability of recovering MP, casting a thing, and boosting his attack when equipped with a sword. Attack up medium again, HP recovery up extremely large, MP recovery up medium. Seems okay. And his passive of 20% attack and HP. The HP and attack up will get a small increase, limit burst damage up medium, and auto mirage at the beginning of battle or revive. I really like that on Orlandu, so they seem fine, but if this guy doesn't get a 7-star, then it doesn't really matter. And all this month seems to be just limited time units, so another 5-star Katrina. Again, we're not going to talk about this too much. Basically, her chance to unlock new skills will all get damage increases and MP. No, never mind, they're just damage increases. Whatever. 30% chance to counter magic and self-recover 10% HP and MP. Activation rate goes up, so chance of countering is more. And more HP and MP recovered, more damage up, and unlocking a skill from her TMR. So basically, damage goes up, HP and MP goes up. Her 50% passive attack when equipped with a greatsword will get 2 attack ups, large apiece, and her 20% spirit and attack will get a small increase from the first level and a limit burst damage up medium, and a limit burst fill rate up. Okay, alright. There's a lot to talk about. And the other 5-star that was added, Hadrid, will kind of get essentially the same thing. Same thing that we've heard about with the last time, with damages up. And then his other skills, 20% chance to dodge physical attack, 50% when equipped with a sword will get an attack large, and a damage up XL. Okay. And his 20% attack in spirit, you know the drill, basically. It's nothing that special. And the last one on the list, finally getting there. Demigod Adol. We'll get some enhancements. That's about all that's worth talking. He was not important back then. He is definitely not important now. You can enhance him if you feel like. I personally think it's a waste of good stones. And a big change coming to the EX system. Finally, we are getting the change they talked about. The EX point ticket system. In the past, you would either get Lorraine from hitting 500 points or Medina from hitting 500 points. Well, guess what? There are two of them now, and recently you could only get Medina. Now from hitting 500 EX points, you will get a ticket, which you can exchange for Medina or Lorraine. Basically gives you a choice of who you are going to pick for your EX point unit. Great, fantastic, that's all we need to say. And to close it out, we have a little bit about the actual maintenance. Now, first of all, this is a big one. This is a 5-hour maintenance on December 11th. So remember that, Japan Standard Time, noon till 5 o'clock as per what is pretty much the normal. But we are getting the story event. We are getting a new batch of units. We are getting super TMRs, enhancements, and a new 12 weapon trial. As well, we are going to see new features like the EX point ticket system and the ability to combine stat pods. But here's the other thing. You can now select up to 99 units when fusing. The important thing to remember here is that we have seen big updates that have caused emergency maintenance. So while I sound like a broken record always talking about this, expect emergency maintenance this time. This is a big update. We are seeing, if nothing else, Super TMRs is a huge new part of the game and a big new system that they are adding in. This does not mean that emergency maintenance is guaranteed, but you should expect it. So make sure you use up as much stamina as you can before we go into it, and kind of expect there to be quite possibly some problems, because it's a big hefty update, and I don't even think 5 hours is enough for this. We saw extended emergency or extended maintenance at the beginning of the month, so I would expect some extended maintenance. Excuse me, for this one. So yes, that is everything. That is all for Brave Exvius. And this update looks to be much better than the previous one. It's more interesting units, more interesting. We have a step-up banner coming up. We have super TMRs. There's a lot of things to be excited about. And what's more, the Final Fantasy XI event, which has been boring as paste, will finally be going away. So yes, December 11th, mark it on your calendars. Remember when maintenance happens, use up your resources beforehand, and please be excited. If nothing else, try and get up to 1100 Lapis so that you can do the step-up banner. I think it should be a good one, but as always, reserve final judgment until we see the data. And oh my god, it's going to be like a 50-minute video going over all the super TMRs. Oh my god! Ugh. Anyway, alright. I'll see you all next time. Peace.